What's up, people? It's Walk and Talk back with another video, a street art interview. We're here today in Warrington to interview a local artist, goes by the name of Lucky. They say walls talk. Usually they're just screaming out for a bit of colour. Today we're getting the story behind the spray. So let's get right into this. So we're back with another street art interview. We're here in Warrington with an elusive artist here, very well known. Lucky, nice to meet you.
My guy, nice to meet you, bro.
So let's start straight away, as we do.
Yeah,
Lucky.
Man. Yeah, man.
Where did that come from?
Just like an old little family nickname, and then just like when I was trying to get my letters, I started with a couple different names. I had 9 Bar, Night, I wrote Frag for a bit, just all based on like old little stupid nicknames. Couldn't really get the letters right on most of them, so stuck with Lucky. Felt like I got nice letters with my throw-ups and my pieces when I was starting out, just nice like bars to build off of the L and the U, quite simple like sort of shapes rather than sort of madder ones, do you know what I mean? So ended up just sticking with that, and then now it's been a couple of years, five, 6 years now, so kind of stuck with it, can't be asked changing it again, you know what I mean?
I really like the name Lucky when I first seen your Instagram and we got messaging and stuff.
Yeah, man.
Lucky can mean a lot of things. There's probably been situations where you felt lucky. Talk to me about some of them.
Yeah, so, I mean, like the main one that comes to mind, I was out painting in Barcelona. I'm out on like just having a little meal with my mates. I mean, they don't really paint, so do you know what I mean? Just sort of dipped off, gone for a little solo, get some tags on some throw-ups. I'm getting a little throw-up, just like down a little alleyway next to the bar, and fucking police roll up, just have to like, you know what I mean, not even really noticing, like, pissed up, not noticing my surroundings. Some little old Spanish lady stops me, she's like, "Policia." So I ended up fucking bolting it, catching chase, running through bars for about 20 minutes, all my cans falling out of pockets and shit like that. Ended up having to sort of duck down some tiny little alleyway, sort of holding my breath and whatnot. And then, yeah, next thing you know, walking back, trying to find all my cans and lost my wallet and all sorts of shit. So pretty lucky to get out of that one, and I've had a couple in England, like down in London, sort of catching chase on like high streets and shit, you know, just stupid stuff like getting a tag outside a shop, thinking you're sick when you had a couple cans and that. So yeah, definitely been a couple lucky moments. Lucky to have not been bagged for it, yeah, definitely.
In other interviews with other artists, they say London is the place in England, the hot spot where it all goes down, the beef's there. Up north, everyone sort of respects each other.
Yeah, man, I'd say it's a lot chiller up north. You still get your beefs, don't get me wrong. There's still some kids that like going over people and whatnot, but yeah, it's a lot more chilled up here. Everybody sort of, I feel like everybody knows each other, do you know what I mean? To some extent, or people know of each other's mates and that, so it's definitely a lot more chilled out, but there's still sort of like the respect of, you know what I mean, there's levels, isn't it? You know, you can't go over somebody if they're better than you or all that shit, so definitely sort of a lot more chilled out, but there's still still a bit of animosity. Some kids, like, I mean, that piece across, some kid have been dubbing over all of their stuff recently and stuff like that, so there's still a bit, like, some kids that like don't get the rules as well, but yeah, it's definitely a lot more chilled out up here. London's a different ball game, man, it's a different world, yeah, for sure.
Have you ever been lined out yourself, and if you have, how's it made you feel?
Yeah, man, it happened to me. It happened to me here, actually, funny, like, literally right behind us a couple, like, probably like 2 years ago now. Like, who's this kid? Trying to find out, find him on Instagram, so I'm messaging him like, "Oh, you little shit," do you know what I mean? Like, start going over all this stuff, like, it does get you vexed, you know what I mean? Especially if, like, you can tell that they're new to it. Sometimes it's a case of you just need to let them know so they don't do it to somebody who's worse, do you know what I mean? But I ended up getting mates to this kid, painted with him a couple of times after, and he said sorry and whatnot, you know what I mean? But it's just a case where I feel like people don't really know when you get started, you know, when you're young and whatnot. I think he was only about fucking 15, 14, so do you know what I mean? He's a kid, innit? So you kind of just gotta let it slide. When I found out how young he was, I was like, oh, can't be beefing no kids out in it. But so yeah, I just give him a message, and then I ended up going painting on the skate park with him a couple times and shit like that, and I painted there with him. So that all sounded in the end like, yeah.
So let's go through this piece. It's actually a double piece, which is amazing. You've been in the game a while now. From plan to execution, how long does this take you to do? something like this, and talk me through all the process from jotting it down to actually doing it on the wall.
Yeah, I'd say probably around anywhere from about an hour and a half to 2 hours, you know, for something like with a full colour piece, like outlines and all that. But yeah, I reckon around 2.5, maybe 3, like at the max, you know, if you're going like heavy on the colours and like getting a bit technical with the details. But I'd say I just jotted down in my sketchbook. I've got like a couple of sketchbooks at home, so then I'm just chilling, just sort of sketching out pretty much constantly with that. And then, yeah, I wouldn't say I'd take my sketchbook with me. I might take a picture on my phone and sort of look back through it, but as long as I've got like the idea in my head of like how the letters are gonna look, then it's a case of like fitting it on the wall. So I feel like having a sketch there is a bit pointless in it, you know what I mean? It's a completely different size to the wall, so you still got to figure out your proportions and all that. So then just sort of sketch the outline out in white, like sort of your lightest colour, and then start doing the fills. Then I'll do the background, then I'll cut back over if there's any sort of splashes and whatnot into the fill, then I'll start sort of, you know, get the details added in, like all the fucking, like ditchy sort of camo pattern, I guess you'd call it. Start adding all that in, and then all like the swipes and whatnot. And then you go in with your black, you hit your outline, go back over with your whites for your highlights, add your shadows in, and then get a couple pics and dip as fast as possible, yeah.
There's a lot of layers involved.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it definitely takes... It's one of them where I think it's a lot easier when you kind of know how to do it. I think when you know you're starting, it's a bit more confusing. You think, how the fuck have they got that on that wall? Do you know what I mean? But when it's broken down, you think, oh, well, you kind of just do it step by step. I mean, I failed art in high school, you know what I mean? So, like, it's a case of, yeah, just sticking at it, then you get your letter form starts getting better, do you know what I mean? You start understanding how letters join and whatnot. So it just, yeah, it's definitely a lot easier once you sort of break it down like that, and you've got the different layers to it rather than just winging it and going to a wall, like doing the fill, doing an outline, and you know what I mean? When you break it down, it's a lot easier and a lot more like, I prefer like the method to it, but don't get me wrong, like when you go in like with hitting some throwies and tags, it's a bit more chaotic, and it's just kind of like a couple cans in your bag. Pick which one first, and then the other one's for the outline, do you know what I mean? There's not really much planning to that, but yeah, I guess when you come and do the pieces, there's layers to it for sure.
It's like anything in life though, isn't it? The more you do something, the better you're going to get at it, the quicker you're going to get at it. It's one of them, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's literally just practice. I mean, I was shit when I started, like real bad. You know what I mean? Like doing walls and just like walking past it the next week and thinking, oh, fucking hell, that's arse, that. But yeah, it's literally just a case of, I mean, I'm 6 years deep in it now, and there's still some pieces I'll do, you know, like when I've got new layers and I think, what was that? But it's just a case of practicing it, you know what I mean? And definitely like just one of them where you stick at it and you don't sort of get disheartened. And like you think, oh, I'm fucking whack. There's no point cracking open this, like, which has happened to a couple of my mates and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like they tried to pick it up, weren't really like too good at it straight away, and they stopped it, and it's just like, well, you kind of just got to stick at it, and then, you know what I mean, you get a bit more hooked, you start doing fucking illegal stuff, you start, you know what I mean, you start getting like the thrill of it all and that, and then yeah, it's definitely like, when you kind of get that adrenaline rather than like, you might start on like a legal wall or something, you know what I mean? When you start doing like the beta stuff, it's definitely a bit of it's like a kick in it, you know what I mean, for sure.
So following on from that question, so a location like this, under a train track, how do you find a location, and what makes you like a location, for example?
Yeah, I mean, first off, I'd spend way too much time on Google Maps and Apple Maps, just checking like sort of like bridges, like we live along like the Mersey, innit, so there's a shit ton of bridges across the Mersey, across the Ship Canal. We've got the Bridgewater Canal as well, so just to mainly look for like bridges, innit. It's just usually it's more out the way, you know what I mean? You're not gonna get like dog walkers walking past most of them, you're not gonna get like the public, no bike riders, like definitely no police and that, so just a case of finding spots that are far enough out of the way that you're not gonna get peppered with people, do you know what I mean? But yeah, basically just like when I'm biking around or driving around, just eyes out the window, looking for spots anywhere, any walls that haven't been touched, any walls that have been touched, if there's space on there, or if you can go over that guy, fuck it, do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's a lot of just I mean, but from when I used to skate, it's quite similar where you're looking for spots where you're skating, do you know what I mean? You'd like send them to your mates, oh, look at this bank, whatever, blah, blah, blah. So it's a similar case of that. So I feel like I was already doing it anyway when I was skating and whatnot. So it's a lot of just eyes on the roads and seeing what's where, do you know what I mean?
You mentioned skating. Was that a big impact in you starting your graffiti lifestyle, alter ego? Was there a lot of people who were influencing you there? If you have, do you want to shout them out? Or?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, the way I got into it is my boys, Shout, Kremer, Duca, Cube. None of them really paid too much anymore. I mean, Duca lives down in London these days, but yeah, they're the boys that used to chill off the skate park, Vicky Park. And then, they all kind of got into painting when they were like out traveling across Europe, came back to England and then started going painting with them a couple of times after we'd been skate park and whatnot, and then next thing you know, they've all moved away and I'm still here painting on my ones now, but yeah, they're the boys, so hopefully get some of them out of retirement and that soon or something, but yeah, it's definitely like a big influence. I mean, just growing up on the skate park, it's constantly there, you know, you constantly got graffiti on the park itself, on the walls around it, so then once you've got a can there yourself, it's kind of just free reign in it. I mean, you can get a paint up in the middle of the day when there's parents about with kids on the skate park. I mean, it's kind of like a lawless place, isn't it? What's the parent gonna say? You know what I mean? Like, what? Don't do that when you're at a fucking skate park, innit? So it was definitely a big influence, and like, I feel like that's kind of where most of my first pieces probably were too. I mean, I went back the other week actually, and there's two there still from 2021. And they're pretty whacked, they're not that great, but you know what I mean? So, I mean, all my boys have pieces still on that park to some extent, so it's pretty cool, yeah. It's definitely like a huge influence. Yeah.
So it's still remains a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, for sure, bro.
You mentioned about legal walls. If graffiti became legal, would that impact your work and how you go about it? Would you go down the legal work?
So I've done a couple of legal commissions before, just through like sort of word of mouth from friends of friends, I guess. And I mean, still that doesn't really change my approach to how I do it. I'm still doing exactly the same way how I would approach like an illegal war, you know what I mean? So I think if it did become legal, I think you'd see a lot more graffiti everywhere, do you know what I mean? I think people would just it'd be free reign for everybody. So I mean, if it was legal, I'd be broke because you'd be buying so much paint, do you know what I mean? Like, it'd be a constant cycle. So I think that's when I really think it'd change. You'd just be painting way a shitload more, do you know what I mean? So it'd definitely be pretty hectic. If it became legal, I think everybody'd be like switched into a different gear, do you know what I mean? It'd be a battle of like who can go the most. I think then, like, I mean, it's like that now, especially when you go to Manchester, Liverpool. I mean, spot obviously is absolutely everywhere. That's my guy and stuff like that. Cons, Chip, they're all the same, and I feel like them boys would go absolutely mad. Do you know what I mean? Warrington would be covered by me, so it'd definitely be funny if it did become legal. But yeah, I can't see that happening. There's too many people that bitch about it online and whatnot, and local communities and shit. So yeah, but I'd love it. I'd love it if that did happen.
It caused a bit more of an uprising, a bit more beef with crews and stuff, and it'd probably put graffiti scene back on the map, wouldn't it?
Yeah, definitely, for sure. I think definitely, like, in terms of like London ways, if it became legal, it'd be absolutely crazy down there. You know, hopefully it'd bring a bit more people out of like the woodwork that want to try it, but because it's illegal, they don't and stuff like that. I mean, I've met a couple of people that don't really want to get into it. You know, like, they're old now, they're in their 30s, 40s, they got kids and shit, they don't want to get back into it. They did it when they were younger, so I think it'd be sick to see that as well. You know, you'd see people coming back out, but yeah, it'd definitely get a bit hectic. There'd be people crossing people over left, right and centre, so I think could probably come a bit lawless, but yeah, I mean, it'd probably be on the news and shit every fucking week, so yeah, it'd be a different world, definitely. It'd be like this, these wars would be like that everywhere, I reckon, if it became legal, so yeah, I mean, one day maybe, you know.
Right, this is going to be the end of the interview. Much appreciate you coming on.
Bye guys, love it.
Is there anyone who you'd want to shout out, who you'd want me to interview next?
All my boys don't pay, you've interviewed all my other boys. Mars from Manchester ways, definitely got hit with Mars, yeah.
So that's another interview done. Huge shout out to Lucky for letting us go behind the mask for a couple of minutes. It's been a great video. You've seen the art, you've heard the stories, the art still remains. Walk and Talk is just getting started. So if you're new here and enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and let us know in the comment section. Give us some suggestions on what videos you'd like us to see and do next, who to interview. And that's it. I'm out. Peace.